Hello and welcome to Third Act Film. Today with me is Todd James
Hello.
and I'm James Forbes.
Hello, James.
We will be talking about the worst movie endings ever. Well, not ever, but here are quite a few.
Yeah, the worst in our opinion.
Now, obviously, spoilers.
Right.
If
We
you wanna
will
punch
name
it.
each of the films before we
We'll
discuss
name
the
the film
ending.
before we discuss the
Yeah.
ending. Yeah, we won't just be like, and he's dead at the end all along.
Also, I want to say that these might be films that we like that just have naff endings.
Yeah,
This is literally just the endings.
cool. If you wanna get
Yeah,
us
I'll go
rolling,
first. Okay. So, I know you're not going to like this one, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like this one. Iron Man 3.
what?
Right. So, my problem with the end of Iron Man 3 was there was like the kind of alright showdown, which had Aldrich Killian inside the Iron Man suit, which blew up.
Oh yeah,
But that didn't kill him. Gwyneth Paltrow killed him by like kicking him or something.
yeah.
Completely naff.
Okay.
And then
But girl power.
and they don't right. They don't even know that he's dead. And Tony Stark's like, oh, better blow up all the Iron Man suits for no reason
Well, it looked nice and it was a clean slate
at
and it was
Christmas.
like fireworks.
Yeah, but then what makes this ending even worse is that next year he's got a whole new Iron Legion. He still has Star Avengers Tower where he lives with the rest of the Avengers. It was completely meaningless and it was just nothing. It was
He
just like a
was,
stupid end. If it was the end of a trilogy that wasn't
yeah.
attached to other films, it still would have been bad, but it would have been okay. But it just meant nothing.
He was saying goodbye to his anxiety. He wasn't saying
Oh, you
goodbye
mean the
to.
anxiety that he super definitely was feeling during Iron Man 3, apart from when it mattered?
Yeah, he did feel anxiety, and he was getting a bit anxious about the fact that he saw aliens who were ready to destroy the planet,
Yeah,
and
like
he's like the
twice
only
in
one.
his life, he was like, "Oh, I'm so scared."
No, every single Iron Man suit he made was because of his anxiety, and with him destroying them all, it was it's a visual metaphor for him getting rid of his anxiety, and each one is a different problem.
But if he's just gonna go and build a whole load again, he's
Yeah,
just wasted all that metal.
but but it's for a different purpose the next time he builds them, because he was every single suit that he made was to defeat whatever problem, you know. So
Right.
this one can, I don't know, go underwater and survive there, and this one can do this, and this one can do that. They all had a different purpose because he was thinking of every possibility that these aliens coming down could
Yeah.
achieve, and so he was just really paranoid and really anxious and kept on making suits because that's where he feels comfortable, and made loads of them, and then realized, oh my god, this is unhealthy. Let me destroy them all and start again.
So
'Cause,
then
like,
the next time we see him,
yeah,
he says to the Avengers something along the lines of, we can bust drug dealers all day, but that wormhole in the sky,
yeah,
that's what we're here for.
yeah.
Oh, but I destroyed 43 Iron Man suits for no reason.
Hey, you had the Iron Legion. Okay, it's hard
It,
to defend. Yes.
right, I appreciate that you're trying,
Yeah.
but it was just a meaningless, and we all knew it was meaningless when it happened, and it was just like, oh, the villain of the week is dead because Gwyneth Paltrow kicked him. Now he's going to be like, ooh, and then he
Yeah.
kills her, and not her. Then he dies. He blows up all the Iron Man suits. You're like, oh, he's given up being Iron Man. That's definitely happening. And then in the actual end shot, he's like, I am Iron Man. And you're like, oh, so you
Yeah.
are just going to build all your suits again.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see where the message was coming from. That not only is he is Iron Man, not his suits, and each of these suits are to defend the planet from all the million different possibilities. I get that, but yeah, it may have, they could have done it better.
Or just done it completely different.
Yeah. The Mandarin. Uh,
Right, the Mandarin, Malekith,
Malekith.
Kate
Oh wow.
Bosworth. Right, you give
So
me an ending. What?
my suggestion for possibly the worst ending ever.
Yeah,
No, okay, I'm not going to use that one first. I'm going to use my lesser,
your less
not as
bad
bad.
one.
Yeah,
Okay,
because the other one is tragic.
okay,
Is Birdman.
okay.
Now, Birdman, he won loads of awards. He won Best Film,
I think
Best
so.
Director,
Yeah.
Best Actor.
No. Eddie
Oh no,
Redmayne
Eddie
was best
Redmayne.
actor.
It won a lot, okay?
Yeah.
It won a lot. It did real well.
Yeah.
Real well.
Sure.
However, the ending for me, I felt like it would have just topped it if they'd ended it earlier. Now, if for those who have seen the film, spoilers, towards the end of the film,
Right.
he is in this ultra meta film where the whole play is a play on his life and the whole film is a play on his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an onion, many layers.
You do like an onion.
um, that at the end of it, he has a gun like his character and it's
Yeah.
actually loaded and he
Yeah.
shoots himself.
Yeah, in the head.
Yeah,
Ish.
ish. And then he wakes up and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't. Well, I got like my nose is a bit scarred."
Yeah.
And then it just jumps out a window and flies away, possibly. For me, if they ended it with him shooting himself,
Mhm.
it does a lot of things. One, imagine the credits rolling and the audience clapping as the credits rolling.
I believe that was a suggestion I once said to you about Birdman, but okay, carry on.
And as the credits rolling, they're clapping all the way through. It'll be
Yeah,
so
It's just
morbid.
like 5 minutes of applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that his best performance was his last performance, and the fact that he finally got it, he was like, yes, this character is me, and I understand why this character feels this way because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And it would have been this long road to him realizing, and it would have made the whole story more important. This isn't the comeback story. This is the end story. This is the end of his life story.
Yeah.
I just think it would have had a lot more weight. I mean, it doesn't matter. It won the Oscar, so
Obviously,
no one
you're
cares.
wrong.
Obviously, I'm wrong.
No, I think that is a much better ending, for sure. And because that as well, there's the whole thing about him and the critic who hates him,
Yeah,
and the fact that he gives the performance of his life and then kills himself. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
he ended up on top. Like,
He was
haha,
alive, yeah.
gotcha.
Now he's alive and can boast about it.
Yeah.
And
But I think the ending was because there's a scene earlier in the film when he is sort of flying, but then we're led to believe that it's fake.
yeah.
Um,
But there's always the possibility that it could be true or it could be fake.
yeah, I
And-
think it's definitely meant to be fake though,
Yeah.
because no one sees him flying like, oh my god, and then the very end shot is Emma Stone looking up, and as if she's seeing him fly.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I felt
and
like
I think that was a metaphor
yeah.
for her looking and seeing that he's achieved what he wanted to achieve, which would have been
Okay.
much better just him dead on stage, rapturous applause.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they kind of answered. The film had been so subtle and so elegantly put, and then just to end it like that, like, oh yeah, you remember him flying? Look, maybe he still is. It's like I'm not a child, okay? Like, you could have ended it, and I would have still been like, oh, it's not really conclusive if he could fly or not. In fact, it's a better story if it isn't him flying. If it isn't
Right.
that fantasy element. But yeah,
yeah. I mean, I get what the ending was, but I do agree it would have been a much better ending to just end it with him dead on stage, or you don't really know if he's dead or not. But anyway, so my next suggestion, Source Code. Have you seen Source Code?
I haven't, and I'm
Okay.
about to get it ruined.
You're about to have
Right,
it ruined for
let's
you.
go.
So, Source Code, the basic setup is that there's this guy, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and he lives, it's something like 7.5 minutes over and over again.
Cool.
And partway through the film, you find out that it's not actually him, it's his consciousness being transported into somebody else's body. Like, there's a point where he looks in the mirror and it's a completely different face looking back at him.
Okay, yeah.
So he is living through this guy's body, trying to solve a crime that happened in the past, or try to say it's something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And so the end, and there's also his love interest. I can't remember who plays her, but they're sort of, a bunch of the times he's having a chat with her, just because have a flirt, have a
Yeah.
break every now and then. And yeah, it ends with him both solving the crime and living on with this woman. The only problem is he is his consciousness in this guy's body. He doesn't know where this guy lives. This guy's a teacher as well. So he doesn't know where this guy lives. He doesn't know anything about teaching. He doesn't know this guy's family. The first time he gets home, he manages to find his way back to this guy's house.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, hi. Like, this guy might be married and he's off flirting with this other woman. Like,
Yeah.
it's presented like it's this really happy, heartwarming ending. It's like, oh, he got the girl and he saved the day.
Yeah.
although he has no idea how he's gonna live for the rest of his life. It was
Whoa,
just
whoa, whoa, whoa,
stupid.
whoa, whoa. Mate, that makes what? Hang on.
Yeah,
Hold the boat.
the boat is being held.
So he plays the same 7 or odd minutes over
Yeah.
and over, but is the person whose memory he's in
hmm
dead?
Yeah.
So then how can he live a life beyond
So
that?
what it was that there was a bomb that went off on this train,
Yeah,
and he is trying to stop the bomb going
yeah.
off. And this guy died in that explosion. So when he stops the explosion,
The guy
everyone
doesn't
then
die.
lives on in like a parallel universe.
Oh, in this kind of fake world.
Yeah, but it is also real, kind of. You see, it's just dumb. It's just dumb on every level.
It's an interesting concept. Don't get me wrong. I love
Yeah,
a bit of sci-fi.
yeah.
If there's robots in it, I love it.
It's old time travel.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You
Like,
haven't seen it, so it's hard for you to judge.
it is hard for me to judge. It sounds silly, but I feel like
Right.
maybe it was smarter than you are.
You mean like Birdman was smarter than you are? 100%
Um,
guaranteed that's the case. But yeah, it's just anyone
yeah.
listening, I'm sure you can share to say how dumb you think this film is. Um.
Now,
Anyway,
this
James,
is the big
you
one
go
for
on.
me.
What?
Yeah.
This is the big one.
Let me clear my throat. All right.
Okay, prepare yourself.
Planet of the Apes. Not that one,
Oh,
or that one. The Tim Burton one.
okay,
Jesus Christ. What a film.
okay,
Terrible. Absolutely horrendous. I'm not saying like,
okay.
oh, that was so great until the end. No, it was bad throughout.
Right,
The end just topped it.
okay,
And it's wrong on so many levels. Yeah? So in the original film, the original
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, like everyone knows this reveal.
Yeah.
Massive spoiler for a 40-year-old film now, whatever it is.
more than
More
that.
than that.
Carry on.
They realised that this planet full of apes was Earth all along.
What?
They
In the
actually,
future.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they've actually travelled in the future, not to another planet. That's great. It's great, and they reveal this with one, great imagery of the Statue of Liberty is still on this planet. So it's like, what the hell? That's only Earth would have that, so we must
Mhm.
be on Earth. It's great.
Yeah.
Now they tried to do the same thing in Planet of the Apes Tim Burton edition,
Yeah.
and instead of having a, I'm giving up, mate. It's
right.
so they
Instead of
have
it being the Statue of
they
Liberty,
have Abraham Lincoln,
the famous one of him sitting.
the famous one of him sitting all in
Yeah.
white, chiseled out, but he's got an ape face, so he is Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
It makes no sense. Why? Why?
Okay.
So there's many questions that you have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Is this the original Abraham Lincoln statue, and then these apes have carved in an ape face? Why would they do that? Why not just destroy it and build something new? Or is it that history has repeated itself and there is a new Abraham Lincoln type who is an ape and
just happens to have had
happens
the
to have the
exact
same
same-
statue?
Right.
Because then that kind of doesn't answer the question, is this another planet?
Or an alternate universe,
Yeah.
alternate timeline.
And beyond all of this, which annoys me the most, is that they paid people to make that statue, and the people were there, like just tapping on it. They were making this, and no one questioned it. No one was like, "Why are we making this statue again?" Oh yeah, it's for the ending of Planet of the Apes. Oh, I saw the original one, and what? Why is there got an ape face for? There were plenty of people who worked on that. There were plenty of people who helped film that scene. There was plenty
Mhm.
of people who read the script and the story, and no one challenged it. No one was like, "Wait a second, you can't have an Abraham Lincoln at the end of the film. It makes no sense. What are you trying to tell the people? Is this Earth? We still don't actually know."
Okay. May I interject?
Oh my god, rant over.
So, full disclosure, I quite like that Planet of the Apes film.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, I'm your friend. Right. That ending, I'll admit, it's not perfect. It's not as good as the old Statue of Liberty reveal. But I think I always took it as the apes edited his face. They like, gave him a new
Photoshopped
head, photoshopped it, yeah.
Yeah.
The old school version of Photoshop to make him look like an ape. Because have you ever read 1984? Probably not. It's a book right?
Go on.
And then the idea of that is that
Re-editing history
the
to
only
make it their own.
the only history that people know is the history that's presented to them. And I wonder
Yeah.
if the, ape government, consisting perhaps of Abraham Lincoln
This is
and
a
Barack
huge conspiracy, which is
Jimpma,
yeah.
right, they did that to show to the ape people, like, oh look, apes have been in charge all along.
That's a huge conspiracy, which was never even hinted at in the film.
If it wasn't hinted at, where did it come from in my head?
Yeah, it was never hinted at in the film. There was no discussion of like, oh yeah, we've got their books and we've ruined them and we've changed it. We've given everyone ape names like Genghis Ape. That's terrible. Or like
Genghis Ape.
President Barack
It doesn't work that one,
Orangutan.
does it? Right, great.
This is terrible.
Yeah,
I don't know
if
why-
only we'd come prepared with some chimp puns. Right,
Yeah, Chimpaham Lincoln. Oh, that's just Abraham Lincoln. Isn't it?
J chimpanzee.
Just like no. I get what you're saying. It's
Right.
rewriting history.
But
No,
do you think my explanation slightly improves on that?
no,
No.
makes it worse even.
Makes it worse. It does not make it worse. You can't say that.
It makes it worse
All right.
because why? How can you convince them? That, look, see, he was an ape all along, and he's in a top hat, and I've never heard of him. There's all of these apes.
Right.
No.
I-
Anyway,
Okay.
let's move on because I'm so mad.
Just to say, okay, that ending, it wasn't perfect, but I still think it was okay. It was an all right ending to a pretty decent film. Okay. Anyway, so now for me, this is possibly the worst film ending of all time, or the worst one I could think of while preparing for this.
Yeah.
The Fault in Our Stars. Now,
Okay.
right. Again, The Fault in Our Stars is an all right film. It's all right.
Yeah. It's okay.
Huge spoilers ahead if you couldn't guess. The idea is that the main character, who has terminal cancer, hooks up with another main character who also has terminal cancer,
Yeah.
and in a crazy twist, someone with terminal cancer dies, and it's the
Yeah.
guy. And so she was sort of in love with him, not sort of, fully in love with him. And the idea is that now that they've been in love and he's dead, she's happy. The only problem is she still has terminal cancer. And a couple of weeks after the film dies, we shouldn't be laughing while we're talking about this,
No.
but we are. A couple of weeks after the film ends, she's dead as well.
Yeah.
And like the film ended like, oh, isn't it happy? Isn't her life so much better now that she knew love? She's dead now.
Have you heard of a little story? Just a little one. It's called Romeo and Juliet. You heard that?
What is that? Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. What? Remind me again. What happened at the end of that?
In a
They
tragic
both
and
died.
yeah, in a tragic and beautiful and
How is
shocking
this
way.
not?
No,
And
but
this one's more believable. Yes, two people with cancer would fall in
no,
love.
but the whole thing about Romeo and Juliet is that I can't remember which way around it is, but whatever it is,
Yeah,
I think it's that Romeo thinks that Juliet is dead, so he kills
that's correct,
himself,
yeah.
and then sees that she isn't dead, and they are both so stricken by grief that they kill themselves. They're not ill or anything;
They're not ill.
they
no.
just love each other.
She pretends to be dead.
Yeah, and then
and then
they
he
kill
kills
themselves.
himself.
Yeah.
And then she, seeing him dead,
Spoilers for
that's
Romeo
her-
and Juliet, by the way.
How many years? 500 years. Whatever.
Right.
Spoilers. Oh, no, I was going to watch that.
I was next on my
Ah.
reading list.
Yeah.
My Netflix queue. um,
Yeah.
so that is like really sweet that they were so in love. In this,
Yeah.
they're meant to be really in love, but then
Yeah.
it's like at the end of the film, she's like kind of over him, and she's like, "Oh well," and the film is like, "Everyone's happy now," until she dies.
It was a very somber ending because you're supposed to have been crying for the past like 20 minutes straight. The way that film constructs itself, and with the book as well.
Do you want to know
that is-
something?
it's a
I
domino
didn't
effect.
cry,
Neither did
and
I.
I cry in everything. I mean,
I didn't cry either.
everything.
Probably because I was too busy trying to guess who would die first. Yes, I'm going to hell.
I think it's gonna be
but-
the dad. Like, right.
For this, twist ending, but yeah, it was a kind of a domino effect. Like you had one sad scene and an even sadder scene. They had a practice funeral and then a funeral. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Any
they're
film
trying
with
to
two
make you,
back-to-back funerals
Yeah.
is trying to right.
yeah, it's trying to make you cry, and then by that point, it's that kind of like, it's like an emotional release, and then she's collating her thoughts about what's happened, and ultimately she's happy that things happened the way that they did, and she wouldn't change anything.
Right. So it's not so much the actual ending that I
Yeah.
have the issue with. In fact, I think it's quite sweet that oh, she knew love and it made her last days better. What I don't like is that it's oh, she's so happy now, like her life is going to be perfect from now on. Like they don't even hint in the film at the fact like oh, she is still going to die though. Like what? How happy is an ending where the main character has terminal cancer and 6 months to live? And they present this film like, oh, look at this wonderful happy moment between these two characters bonding.
But she dies. We know that she'll die.
Yeah.
But she got to experience love just before she dies.
Yeah, I've just said you
Yeah.
clearly weren't listening. That the actual ending itself
actual
isn't so
ending-
bad. It's the way it was
Yeah,
presented.
it's her reflecting on that, and in that moment she was happy. No,
Yeah. You're not disagreeing with anything I've said.
I'm not disagreeing with anything. I'm saying that she was happy in that moment,
Yeah.
and then the film ends. They're not going to show her die as well. They're like, oh, if you stopped crying, all right, here's her death. Proper like
She
Game of
died
Thrones
saving a
stuff.
child from a from a car.
Yeah.
Like,
You
no.
know, have her crossing the street like, oh, I love that boy. Bam, hit by a car. Not even cancer. Just bam.
This is we're both going to hell.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
all right, I'm done. I'm done.
Shall we do the worst ending for this video?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
lovely.
Bye. That's
Thanks for listening. Bye.